Roll Tide and welcome back to Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Roger Hoover back with you at the LLH Healthcare Advantage Center. Now, please be joined by Jordan Renaud, Crimson Tide defensive lineman, as we're about midway through this 2025 season. And Jordan, first of all, Roll Tide. How have you enjoyed the start of this year?
Roll Tide. It's been great. I feel like the year is going unexpectedly, but we knew that adversity was going to strike. It's just about how we respond to it. But it's been going great though.
Yeah, you mentioned the adversity. A tough first game against Florida State. What's the response been like since then?
I feel like the response has been more about us. It's been more about how we're willing to put in the work. Being like overly watchful about what we do, like being consistent in what we do, like paying attention to the little things more. So since the loss has been more militant, I would say.
And that's not just in ball games. That's in practice. That's in film study. It's like every part of what you do right now, right?
Right.
Oh, that's great. It's led to really good results for the Crimson Tide. For you, how do you feel like you've developed a really good role in this defensive line?
I feel like my speed, my hand placement, like how I play the run, has affected the team. Obviously, there's a lot more things that I would like to do, but that comes with repetition and practice. So I feel like it's going to be good. It's still more work to be done, but I see myself being becoming a big part of the team.
You mentioned really strong against the run, this and good pass rush, especially against Wisconsin with all the sacks in that ball game. How nice was that to see?
Again, I celebrate my teammates even when plays don't go my way, even when I don't feel like I've been placed. You know what I'm saying? But even if I don't get the recognition, I just still would upbring my team and lift up my team in their success.
And for the defensive line, it's been a year of some adversity as well. You lose Tim Keenan right before the Florida State game. He's unable to go. Unfortunately, Jeremiah Beeman suffers an injury. So with that, the depth has been tested. How has your room really stayed together with all of that?
One thing about it, like my room been close since like last year. I feel like more guys like myself, Edric, LT, had to speak up a lot more to the younger guys and let them know that, hey, just because our leader's out, we still have to depend on one another even more. It doesn't necessarily mean that we'll still be lacking. It just means that we have to be strong when other people are weak. So just being all linked in, all locked in, and really showing love, like speaking up about what we need to see and what we need to do. So that's how we stay together, in my opinion.
How have you seen the young guys step up, guys like London Simmons or Isaiah Faga?
I'm gonna start with Saya. So Saya he's the type that he needs to know what he does wrong so he can fix it. Like one thing about our room, we're very self-sufficient. So like our coach, yes, they coach us hard, but we're more hard on ourselves, like as individuals, than our coaches in some situations. But Saya is a very hard-working guy. He has a lot to prove. He plays with a chip on his shoulder, and his season is still young, but he still has a lot to say. So Saya Faga is definitely one of those ones. But as far as London Simmons goes, London is a freak athlete. London's shocked and surprised a lot of us in the room, but the way he goes about his business, he has a unbreakable hunger for the game and for his position. So those two guys have been a very important piece to the line recently. So yeah, those guys are definitely going to be one of those ones.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing their progress here at Alabama and progress you've made as well, going back to 2023. What do you feel like allowed you to get on the field more in the last few years and have a larger role for this season?
Honestly, it's been the discipline piece, like understanding that nobody can control your own fate. Like what you put in is what you will get out. So I feel like once I changed my focus from what other people were doing and how many plays they were making. Like, even if I didn't make the play, even if I don't contribute to the team, I can still be a part of the sideline, be a part of the living, breathing organism, making noise, like encouraging my team. Um, and then to go from that to getting in last year, popping a little bit, but it's still some inconsistency and like messing up plays and stuff like that, and um, getting over that mental piece about blaming people or whatever. And then fast forward to this year, it's really just a head-on focus, locked-in focus, being meticulous about what I do, like being very intentional about the time I put in and the work I put in, like learning the plays, making sure I'm being consistent in my play. This past spring, fall camp, off season was the most consistent I've ever been. So it's definitely been worth it. So I definitely see myself becoming more than just a figure. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so that's where we are now with your time at Alabama, but let's back up just a little bit. First of all, tell us where you're from.
I'm originally from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, South Florida. Then I moved when I was like 6 to Sarasota. So that's why on my bio it says Sarasota. I spent majority of my time there from middle school or elementary school to like part way through middle school. Then I moved to a little town called Palmetto. It's right outside of Bradenton. I stayed there for like 6, 7 years. So from that time to like my junior year, my sophomore year, I moved to Florida. Not Florida, but to Texas, excuse me. With my dad. He originally moved to Louisville, and I spent a spring in Louisville. I didn't understand like the recruitment in Texas, how big it was until I touched down. So like the week after I touched down, I got offers from everywhere. So I moved from there to Tyler Legacy like the summer of 21. So that was a different transition, but it was worth it.
Growing up in Florida, did you have a favorite football team, college football team?
Yes, I did. I was definitely a fan of the U. I wasn't really so much a fan of Florida State, but Miami, like the vibe that they brought, like how they play football. Like I just loved everything about the game then. But I didn't really get into football until I was like 12. So, but I always had a thing about football. So,
Yeah, what got you into football?
I was always an athletic kid. So like when we used to have assemblies in middle school, like the guys that I used to run with was like not even 100 pounds. And I was running around them, keeping up with them. We used to do drills like to keep our I don't know what I was training for, but they would have me doing drills and stuff in the gym. But I didn't have any like coach. I didn't want to play football. I didn't have a wanting to play football, but he was just like, hey, you should try out this year. Fun fact, my original position was receiver. So that's why it's kind of, I don't know, different, but I couldn't get over the like catching the ball and having somebody hit you. I wasn't on that.
Because you wanted to watch the ball come in, and then you get all the stuff to do.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They switched to defense after that?
Yeah, so they seen that I was fast and linky, so they just put me on the end. And it was like, you can put your hand in the dirt, but nah, I want you standing up. You gonna stand up and then just run around. It was more about like I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off when I first started playing, but it didn't start getting serious until like my freshman year of high school, where I started like picking up like offers like from D1 schools. My first offer was Iowa State. So, but then my first SEC offers was Arkansas my sophomore year. Yeah.
And then you mentioned you make that move to Texas, go to Tyler Legacy, and all of a sudden you're getting all these offers. Just what kind of different beast is Texas high school football for people who maybe don't know about it?
Before I answer that, Florida high school is still the best in my opinion.
Yeah, it's still good. Yeah, absolutely.
But Texas has like a different type of grit when it comes to the trenches. Like the trenches is more about bragging rights in Texas. Like in Florida, they care about the trenches, but it's more flashy. Like they care about the DBs, the linebackers, receivers, quarterbacks. Yeah, but like Florida don't get much recognition when it comes to the D linemen they produce. But Texas, it comes with a buttload of D linemen. So that was one thing that was different. It was just the trenches for real.
How'd that
Yeah.
make you better?
Um, Hand placement. Like I played the 4 eye for majority of my latter years of high school. So my hand placement, the speed of the game is a lot faster. Like the way they score, they run a lot more play action, a lot more 12 down in Texas. It's a lot more ground and pound. So that's why my run game contributions to the team this year is thanks to what I went through in Texas. So
We had all that recruiting attention. When did Alabama get in the mix?
um I started getting talked to Bama like my June, going into my junior year, like my sophomore year summer, like 21 summer 21. I didn't understand that it was real until after I got the call from Saban my my junior year. Yeah, it was kind of different actually.
What was it like connecting with him? Because I'm sure you'd seen him on television for years and years and years, but now here he is trying to sell you on why
Uh,
Alabama's a good fit.
yeah, Coach Saban was what he was like displayed as. Like what he is on TV, that's what he is in real life. So it's never an act. It's never something. That's just who he is. What he was to me, or who he is to me, then he was more serious than I was expecting. So I had to like keep my composure. Like I was standing in the presence of greatness, and I didn't understand like how great he was until after. Because remember, I only had 1 year with him, so I was his well, not fast, his last recruiting class and his last team that I'm saying he coached or whatever. But at the time, he kind of he dropped a lot of gems when it came to the mentality of what it took to play at Alabama. Like the reason why he recruited me, like what made me special to him. So that's one thing I can appreciate from Coach Saban.
I'm sure you didn't play with him, played a large role in the decision. What else went into you deciding to make Alabama your pick?
Um, it was about like being stretched to the capacity. Like people think that um the league is just the final goal. It's not the final goal. It's things that you have to do during, but before, during, and after you get to the league. So I feel like Alabama was more challenging on my mind than anything because my athletic ability is gonna take care of itself. But coming to this school is more about what you're willing to do for yourself mentally, than physically. Because this is a machine to build people into machines, but this is also a program that builds boys into men, as regards to the attention to detail that I was talking about, uh, the mental stability that I was talking about, and then the grit and willingness to do it. So a lot of people want the shine and what comes with being an Alabama football player, but don't know what it takes to obtain and keep and hold. Because other people out there do want your spot. No, they don't have the brand or the script A on them, but other schools, you seen how quick or how fast the fans and this, the world seem like turned on us week one. So there's a lot to go into playing here.
Make that decision to come to Alabama, and you mentioned a lot of it goes beyond football. What have you liked about being a student here at Alabama?
Um, the administration is very on top of their business. Like the administration is not the football team, but how they like what makes the football team the football team. I see in the administration, whether it be my professors, whether it be my advisors, tutors, even like everybody has the mentality to make you better and get you better. So that's one thing I fell in love with about the school.
And speaking of administrators, Greg Byrne, the athletic director,
Right.
he's faced with a very tough challenge, replacing the head coach, Nick Saban,
Right.
who again retired after your freshman season. What was it about his pick, Coach DeBoer, and what you liked about Coach DeBoer that made you want to stay here?
My freshman year, I was looking for change. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get that with Coach Saban. I was preparing my mind to still see Coach Saban. But I remember 2 weeks before, or I don't know when Washington played in the Sugar Bowl.
It was like that, or the Sugar Bowl against Texas.
Yeah, against Texas.
Yeah, it was the same day we played in the Rose Bowl.
Okay, so
yeah.
That day going back and watching the I think it was the Natty that.
Well, then they played Michigan and then the national championship on a Monday, and then Coach Saban retired on the Wednesday after, and then DeBoer was here on Friday.
I think that's what it was. So
yeah,
watching the national championship game and understanding that he did that at their school in 2 years. So like that was the change that I felt. It wasn't the grit of Saban, and no, it wasn't all the things that made me fall in love with the place, but DeBoer gives me another insight on how else to think. Like you can still have the foundation of gritty, but you have to have the wits about yourself to control yourself while you're being gritty. Like it's not just about how hard you can hit somebody. It's about being calculated and where you hit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different type of mastery with DeBoer. So like he's a master in his own right. Like people don't give him enough credit for his mind, because his mind is definitely he's definitely one of those ones.
Then how did the defense change with Kane Womack coming in and the style of defense you all play with the last couple of years?
So with Saban, it was more two gap, make sure you hold your gap, filling up space for the linebackers to shoot. Okay. Now it's more about the D line and the front seven working together in tandem to make those plays happen. So it's more about letting the linemen loose and then having the boys behind us clean it up. I feel like I'm more free to do like me. Like it's more like this defensive scheme is more scaled to the personnel, like the faster guys. Like even Edric, he's more of he's a big guy, but he's a hybrid. Like he's not the traditional 6'5", 315 DN, or tackle or whatever. But it's more about letting us be us, like in our athleticism. So that's the difference for real.
I have asked Edric this. I believe I've asked him before as well. When you look at the Alabama offensive line, you guys are battling with them, not just preseason camp, spring ball, even week to week. Yeah. Who are some of those guys that have really made you better over the last few years?
I have to go KP. He pushes me in ways that I can't imagine. My freshman year was something to get over his size, but once you get past that and realize that's an actual human being just like you can actually take him. Wilkin Formby, in a way, because of how he challenges me to look past the words of what he said. Because Wilkin's a troll. Like, he gonna troll. Yes, he's a troll. I love him. Yeah, I love him to death, but Wilkin's a troll. So, Wilkin, KP, T-Book was a big person that I looked up to when it came to like how he goes about his business, how he film study, like what he does on the field, like the type of plays that he was able to make on field. Like I only beaten him one time, maybe twice since he's been here. So being able to say I did that. Oh, and I can't forget about JC Latham. Mm-hmm. Like JC Latham, Tyler Booker was my freshman year, but coming in with Wilkin and KP was like those four guys have like molded me into the lineman I am today.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So again, great experience for you in football. I mentioned life outside of football earlier. Mm-hmm. What has been your focus in the classroom? Maybe one day after football is done, what do you think you'd like to do?
I think I want to become a humanitarian. I feel like me working with kids is like the best thing because I've been watching kids. I've been babysitting kids since I was like 6, 7. Working with the Boys and Girls Club is, there's been a
yeah, we can start over again. Yeah.
One more time.
It's all good. It's going around.
One more time. All right. My bad. Right.
So you mentioned humanitarian, maybe work with kids.
Yeah. So man, I've been going to the Boys and Girls Club since I was like 6. From like 6 to like 12 ish. I've been going to the Boys and Girls Club. So my mom was a single mom up until I was 13. Um, in her time in the summertime, she'll drop us off early in the morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning, then work all day and then come pick us up at 4. So her being able to still be who she is to me while working, and then we're doing what we're doing as kids and still allowing us to enjoy our childhood. I really commend her for that, but I also thank the Boys and Girls Club for doing that for all them years, which I don't think they'll remember me, but they probably would because I was a troublemaker. I ain't gonna say it like that, but that's what it was. I know I learned from my mistakes, but I used to be a hellraiser, so I ain't gonna do it.
It shapes who you are
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
That's really good. I'll let you out of here on this. Just again, we're a little bit into the season now. What's this group capable of over the next few weeks?
When all our minds are focused on being one band, one sound, nobody in the nation will be able to stop us. Not only with the motivational piece, but just how we play. Like we play aggressive, we play fast, we play physical. So with those 3 things, and plus TK come back, it is not really much more that could be said or should be said after that. Once we have our anchor, it's a wrap. So
Can't wait to see it. Well,
yes,
Jordan
sir.
Renaud, you're doing a great job for the
Yes, sir.
Crimson Tide. Just appreciate your time you've given us here today in studio. All the best moving forward. Thank you. Roll
Yes,
Tide.
sir. Roll Tide.